Speaking of Trump telling us he got something when he didn't, the administration and their right-wing propagandists are currently telling the country that Trump has stopped 6 or 7 wars since coming into office. The White House is trying to sell this narrative that Trump is the peacemaker in chief because he is clearly angling for a Nobel Peace Prize, which he was nominated for by Israel's President Benjamin Netanyahu, as the two of them oversee an ethnic cleansing in Gaza. But despite running on ending the war in Ukraine on day one, if not earlier, we see what happened with the summit. And despite the fact that Trump promised to get all the Israeli hostages home and stop the Israel-Hamas war, we still have Israeli hostages, and the people of Gaza are being starved and bombed by the hundreds of thousands. So the 6 or 7 wars that Trump and his people are claiming to have stopped, they keep changing. But it appears that most lists include the Israel-Iran conflict after the U.S. bombed the Iranian nuclear sites, where the Iranians may or may not have moved their weapons prior. There was a peace deal signed in Washington with the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. There were U.S.-backed talks that led to a temporary ceasefire at the border of Cambodia and Thailand, but it's unclear how much the U.S. was involved in that. Trump is claiming responsibility for the temporary ceasefire between India and Pakistan, despite the fact that Indian leadership denies any outside mediation. Trump claims to be responsible for a ceasefire between Serbia and Kosovo, but there's little evidence of an imminent war there or any decisive American action regarding that conflict. And finally, the administration is claiming responsibility for ending a dam dispute in Ethiopia and Egypt, although neither country has publicly accepted the Trump narrative. Ultimately, there might be some basis for the claim that the U.S. has played some part in ceasefire negotiations, but most experts note that Trump is perpetually exaggerating his role and impact in all of these conflicts, and that many of his administration's statements around the conflicts are rated as, quote, mostly false by fact checkers. There's just so much corruption and lying with this administration. Everything is transactional for what makes him feel good or look good, and not what's best for the American people or the larger global community.